What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel or www.whatsupinthesky.com. As always, I am looking at a picture. It's a new Curiosity rover picture. It just came down. I think it was, what were we here? Sol 7, what is it? 374. Curiosity can't be 7 yet. But there are some interesting anomalies in this picture. They're not huge. They're kind of just laid out about. I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to show you where to get it. Hop in Photoshop, maybe try and pull these out a little bit, and then go from there. What I'm first do is take your. This is a standard, preview for Apple. I've just downloaded it from right here, which as always, if you look in the description below, you will find a link, because on my picture, all my videos have links to the pictures, unless I made it on the iPad and there's a whole bunch of them there. But if there's a whole bunch of pictures, I show you where to get them or how to get them. So just want you to know I didn't Photoshop anything. So we've got some weird looking things here, some interesting things. I'm thinking we're looking at maybe some machinery that's been, like, just kind of tossed around after the war or after whatever happened up there. Some very interesting, intricate looking pipe type things up here. Also what seems to be a canister down here. Another thing that seems to be some sort of like machinery. What seems to be some sort of cap. This circle, see two circles right there? It almost looks like those tins we get at Christmas with all those well, in America we get, well, a lot of people, not just America. That's my American in me. Yeah, in America we all Christmas. No, a lot of places observe Christmas, but it looks like those tins. I mean, I got one right there. It's got our company logo on it, those things. But right here, I wasn't sure if that was just regular rock. But right here, there seems to be some sort of a circle that's built in that has like a plume coming out of it, which was kind of interesting. And up here, there looked to be a couple buildings. So. Well, let me take a quick, let's, down here, there's a couple interesting rocks, maybe some tools. Really, and this right here was very interesting to me. Oh, this was one of the first ones that actually interested me. It definitely looks like part of a machine. It's got a cap on it, a circle, like, something that looks like, it almost looks like a mug upside that's been flipped over, but it has some sort of purpose, and to the side has some things. So let's go ahead. This right here just was an interesting cut. So let me flip over to the Photoshop and let's grab my other. Let's take a quick look at some of these and see if we can't do. Well, first off, let me just do this. Let's do I love to do the auto color and see what Photoshop thinks this should look like. As always, it makes it look like it was Earth. It gets rid of that yellow tint that NASA sticks on there. I don't know if it's the rover putting that nasty tint on there or if it's on the way back, but every single rover we sent has had that tint to it, and the tint is different on each one. So it's like they can't even get the same exact tint, the color of it. So let me do this. Let me undo that. Let's step backwards. Now let's take this one right here. Let's going to start with this one because this one really intrigues me the most. I'm going to watch me here what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to crop it. Then right now we are at 200%. So watch. Here's what we're going to do. Let's make it 100% actual pixels. So that's how small it is on the screen. I've got a huge screen. So I've got iMac 27. So what I'm going to do is take the image size. And I'm going to take the resolution and jump it up to 300. So it's just, all I'm doing is basically making it bigger so that it looks like that on my screen. So now that we've got that, let's go ahead and do some color contrast and play with it a little bit. Let's see, how about some image adjustment? Where is my exposure? The exposure gives me gamma, which allows me to play with the gamma. But I think that shows, see the difference in the color of the rocks versus the, I mean, look at this. This looks like something that's been metal. You can see it's worked. You can see that this has been worked into a shape here. Even here, this around it looks like there's some sort of, tubing or something that came out of it at one point. There we are. And even up here, it kind of looks like it could have been connected. A lot of times I like equate this stuff to heads because I think, oh yeah, everything looks like a head on these things, but they really do a lot, that looks like it could be a head. I'm pointing at it, but that looks like it could be a head. But I think that is most likely part of this apparatus or whatever this apparatus was that was, strewn across this area. If you haven't looked at any of my other videos, I suggest you go back and take a look at some of them. step backwards. Let me see what happens if I do some auto tone. Same thing, pulls it out. And then now that I did a tone, let's do the contrast and then the color. And you get that same thing, and let's make it really big here. So let me sharpen it up a little bit too. Let's do some of the sharpen. Let's see. Sharpen. Let's just do a smart sharpen. Not that much, believe me. I wonder if we can set that to the default. I messed with big time, as you can see. Alright, let me get out of there. Now I'm just wasting time. But let me go ahead and step backwards. Let's get this back to where we were. There was that one other one I wanted to look at really good with the Photoshop, and I will let you guys go after that. So here we go. Let's pull it down, this area up here. So we saw that there. There's that area we just did. There's also that area kind of there that's interesting. But there was that there that's interesting too. And what I really thought was, let me get my pad back. It works much better. I tell you what, for Apple products, this was just the pad. I don't know if you can see this in here, but it's cracked to all heck, and it doesn't hurt my fingers. I don't even feel the crack, but it still works for some reason. So, and I had a bunch of trouble with this before that even happened. So, kudos. Now, tell me that doesn't look kind of like a seashell or something. Like maybe this was the bottom of the ocean. Who knows? But here is now. Oops. Look, we're making some. There we go. Let me get rid of this. Okay. So here's where that was. Let me get back out of this here preview. And let's find out. There it is right there. So what I want to do is I'm going to do the same thing we just did with the other. I'm going to set it right about there. I'm going to crop it. I'm going to go to image size. And I'm going to bust up the resolution again. Just so it looks good. Just making it a little bigger for my screen. And now I'll say, whoa, that looks really big. Now, that's because I had it at a high resolution. So let's make it so it's the actual pixels now. And let's go ahead and take a good look here. And let's do those adjustments like we did last time with the auto tone, the auto color, the auto contrast. Take that out. Now, I'm seeing some sort of machine here. This has got to be a part to like some sort of, it looks like a part to a car, straight up, like something you can find on the car. It has the bevels, it's got stuff coming off of it. It almost looks like a distributor cap. And then up here, which this part looks like part of the machine, has this kind of like two things here and like a gully there. And at the end of this, at the end of the slit, gully, whatever you want to call it, there's two circles. And there's one circle here, and you can almost catch it, but it's a little blurry right there. Let me do something else here. Let me do this without letting it do it for me. Here we go. Okay, so let's take this and maybe do some adjustments by myself and see if that helps at all with the gamma. And I think we're still going to get the same type. So let me step backwards, step forward one more time, and let me see if I can just grab this and get the best quality out of it I can, so you can see this one more time. I'm sure there's a lot of people that get better quality. I haven't, like I said, for Photoshop, I've always been a really good Photoshop like graphic artist, making pictures or like making logos and stuff for websites, stuff like that. But I'm really trying to get into how to do this. I've had a lot of people show me how to do pull some stuff out, but I like to keep it as close to what NASA puts out as possible, just because I don't want to be said, oh well, it's what he's doing that's making it so you know, it's something that comes out. But that's not what I think is happening. I think when you do that auto color and it takes out that, you do the auto tone, it takes away that orangey color. That orangey color shouldn't be there to begin with. So let's go ahead and let's zoom that up a little bit more, take one more look at it. If you want to back up a little bit, I don't know. What do you think, guys? Think we've got something there? Let me go back. Go ahead and we're going to close this, and we're not going to save it because we don't want to save it by all means. Get back to where we were. Step backwards, step backwards. Don't save. And then once again, what I do here is and this is just a preview version, so that was Photoshop. So what I do to get it to kind of look like Earth here, I just change the temperature down from basically to get this to come up. If you're on a Mac, go to Tools, Adjust Colors, and that'll come up. And you can see that right there, you know, the same. It looks something interesting. So much love, guys. I haven't had a couple videos. I've been making some of the other ones. I can't believe this went 10 minutes. I tried to keep this short, but I've got Rocknest coming up I'm going to do, and I think it might be a 30-minute video. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to take my time with it, look at each. I might even get some things done ahead of time, but I like to do it on the screen with you guys, so you know I'm not doing any trickery. I'm not doing any prefab work, adding anything. Just because there's so many people out there. There's a lot of good people you can trust out there, but there's also people putting out junk. You know, people that are just trying to make money off of it. And I'm not going to lie, I monetize my channel. I feel like this is my hobby, and if I'm able to make a little bit of money off my hobby, I think that's awesome. That's the, you know, and I hope that doesn't offend you. But this is something I've been doing for a long time, and you know, I think we should all be able to make some money or to help our families. And you know, most of my money anyway, I help our family or help other families with anyway. So anyway, guys, I love you all so much. I thank you guys for coming back time after time. What else do you see here? Let me know below.